We are going to start soon. Henry, you want to be seated? Me next. Please be seated. Right, ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a big round of applause. Okay, as usual, it's a Tuesday night. You will be doing something else with your loved one, but rather you choose to be here to learn and to improve. Okay, give yourself another big round of applause. Come, have energy. Alright, we wait for them to be seated first. Alright, today the topic that I'm going to share in Elite One Academy is from this book called Great by Choice. Anyone have heard of this book before? I actually talked about this book a few weeks ago. Okay, so this author is called Jim Collins. He studied a lot of companies in the world, and he found out that some of the companies performed really well during bad times and during good times. And he go and do a research on all this company. What's the reason behind their success? So they come up with a few things. Okay, I believe you have seen this before. They call the company 10x achiever, meaning everything that they do is 10 times more than the average. So he summarized into this triangle. The first one is called Fanatic discipline, meaning this company are really disciplined, which is the topic that I'm going to share today. Second is called empirical creativity. So they are really creative into doing things. They do things slightly differently, but it's not based on theory, it's based on empirical data, meaning they try and error. Okay? Then the third one is productive paranoia. I mean, they are crazy. They're like paranoid. When they want to do something, they do it, okay, without any hesitation. So we call it paranoia. Paranoia means, in Chinese, called 疯子. Okay, and the fourth one is level 5 ambition. Level 5 ambitions mean the leader of all these companies that put their personal interest behind. They always put the team and the company or the corporation interest as priority. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Do you think that they built Facebook, they built Apple for their own personal gain? No, right? It's for a greater purpose. So all these companies who are run by all these level 5 leaders, they will be very successful. Okay, so today we'll draw into Fanatic discipline and how we can relate it back to our own industry, our sales real estate industry. Okay? Okay, before I start, I will tell you a story about the 20-mile march. Okay? At one time, there was this challenge for a few teams. So they want to walk from San Diego in the United States all the way to Maine. Okay? And this is 3,000 miles walk. Okay, 3,000 miles, if you walk 20 miles a day, it will take you about half a year to walk. Half a year. Okay, so there are two teams. One team is led by John Brown. The other team is led by some of the leader. So they have two different strategies to do this walk. Okay, one, they decide to do 20 miles walk every single day. Okay, regardless of the condition, whether the weather is good, it's hot, it's cold, it's rainy day, it's snowy day, they'll still walk 20 miles. Okay, this is the promise that he told the team. The other team will base on condition. Let's say the condition is good, then I walk further. If the condition is not so good, then we stop and rest. Okay, two different strategies. Okay, on the first day, they are in San Diego town, very beautiful town. So both of them are really excited. So they start walking. Team A, led by John Brown, they walk 20 miles. Still have a lot of energy in the body, but say it's okay. First day, we walk 20 miles enough, so they rest. The second team, they were so excited, they walked 40 to 50 miles. They walked 50 miles out of town. So at the end of the day, they become really tired. Because you walk 50 miles is a lot of walking. You know? Okay, then, after that, if you look at the map, from here, it goes into a desert, the Arizona desert. So desert came. So the first team, regardless of the heat of the desert, they still continue walking 20 miles a day. Okay? The second team, because they were so excited the day before, they were really tired. So okay, today the weather is not good, really hot. So we rest. Okay, we only walk 5 miles enough. Then we rest for the rest of the day. Then the second day, the third day, the fourth day, Team A walk 20 miles every single day. Team B depends on mood and depends on the weather. Then come the plain, okay? After the desert, it goes into a plain, a green plain. So the weather is very nice, not very hot, not very cold. Team A remains at 20 miles. Although they can go 30, they can go 40, they can go 50, it remains at 20. Team B, what do? They go really far, okay? They go 50 miles, 60 miles a day for a couple of days. So then it reaches the Colorado high mountains. So the weather turned really bad. Okay, snowy, really cold. Team A, the same, 20 miles a day, regardless of the weather. Team B, because of the plane, they have walked really far already, so they rest for a couple of days. Finally, both of them reach, I think it's called Maine, sorry. Who do you think reached the town first? Team A or Team B?
Team A.
Who say Team A? Okay, about half the room. Who say Team B? 2. Okay, in fact, this is a real life story. Team A reached first because of consistency and persistency. So this one we can relate back to our discipline. Later I'll tell you how to set discipline goals that you can follow. And then this is called the 20 miles march system. 20 ms. So everything you can do according to the system, and is proven by many companies in the world. Later I'll show you some of the examples. Okay? So the system, first it says you need to have a performance marker. So you need to set a goal for yourself. How many, like the 20-mile march, how many miles you want to walk a day? So in our industry, how many sales you want to do every single month? You need to set a performance marker. Okay, then you need to have a self-imposed constraint. What do I mean by that? It's an upper bound. So you cannot go beyond that. Meaning you have been closing 5 or 6 deals already, you are really tired. Are you still going to go for the 6th one? The 7th one? According to the system, no. You need to rest. Yeah, you need to rest. Because it's been proven in history, during good times, all these companies that go really far, okay, during good times, when the bad time comes, they suffer because they went too far away. And then, for example, property investment, they leverage too much on debts already. So they cannot cope with the momentum of the growth. So then the third one is something that within your control. So you need to set activities that are within your controls. Okay, you do not set something really crazy that you have no control at all. For example, if you're not closing 1 million deal a single month, then you set, I want to hit 10 million a month, or I want to hit 50 million a month. It's impossible, right? So set something reasonable so that you can keep track. Okay? And fourth, set a time frame for yourself. It cannot be too short, it cannot be too long. Let's say if I say I want to hit 10 million sales, it's within 1 year, half a year, or 3 months. So it's up to you, it's up to each of your own capability to set. So later we'll do an exercise on setting this. The fifth one is very important. I'll explain later why it's so important. Is design and self-impose the discipline into yourself. For example, if I say I want to have Elite One Academy every single Tuesday, means it's every Tuesday. Okay? You cannot have one Tuesday stop, one Tuesday not. Self-control. The train of thoughts broken already. It's okay. Okay, you cannot have 1 week. Okay, I go ahead and do the training. One week, I'm not in the mood, so I stop. That's why you see our academy has been running every single week without fail. Even it's holiday, public holiday, we still go ahead. Whether there's a lot of people not around, we still go ahead. This is a very important discipline. Okay? And I'll show you more later. And the sixth one is you have to do it with great consistency. You cannot choose suka stop, suka start. Okay? So this is similar to the day Jiwan shared with us, geometrical improvement. If you do this every week consistently, you see miracles happen. That's why all of you sitting here have created so massive results, amazing results. Okay, we have just crossed the 300 million lines as of today. Give yourself a big round of applause. 300 million. Actually, Elite One is more than CS entire team combined.
是啊。
Yes.
什麼意思？
唔好講大聲，但係非常之大家。
Okay, our sales are better than many team. Some of the groups, entire group combined.
值得去跑翻啦。
跑 club
就係
不如中一。
就一直勁
Yep. So, like I say, success actually leaves traces. There are certain things that we have done correctly that led us to the result today. So, I believe this is one of the reasons that we have done so well. Okay, let's go to each of them. First, performance marker. So this is the lower bar of acceptable achievement. So all of you, I want you to set a target for yourself. For example, for the newcomers, you can set like 1 deal a month. Okay? For the more senior one, you can set 2 deals, 3 deals, 4 deals a month. Okay? Depends on your own capability. And then you have to keep on reviewing your own results. Okay? Always monitor your own performance. I've done all of you a favor. I've created a system to monitor your own results. So you can log in. If you have no login yet, talk to your leader. Every one of you should have a login to the Elite One sales system that can track your own progress. Okay? So regularly, I would say every single month, you have to review your own performance against your goals. If you're not there yet, ask yourself this question: why? Why are you not closing deals? Whereby if you look at the list of blue lines, for the newcomers who do not know what's the blue lines is the result of each individual in that month. So if you look at the blue lines, there's so many blue lines every single month. Why are you not there? So ask yourself these questions. Okay, so this is a performance marker. Okay, you look at our result. This is the entire team result, starting from December last year, because it's holiday last, so it's 8 million. So if you look at the middle line, we are about 40 million, 35 to 40 million on average sales. This is really good results, and without fail, almost every single month we have 30 million sales. If you look at the performance of other team or other agency, they are struggling to hit even 10 million sales a month. But consistently, we have 30 to 50 million sales every single month. People take 1 year to hit 50 million, we take 1 month. Okay? So this is my own record, so I'll keep track of sales every single month. Or not say every single month, almost every single day. This is one of our performer, individual sales. You can guess who. So every month, without fail, you'll get about 6 million sales. consistently for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Okay? It's one of our top sales. So performance-wise, it's really consistent.
Jeff.
等下你自己看啦。Okay, the second one is a self-imposed constraint. So this is the upper bound that you want to hit. Okay, why do we need to set an upper bound? Because a business is a marathon run. Okay, for those who have run in marathon, do you know what I mean? You cannot go very, very fast, right? When it starts. If you go really, really fast, you cannot finish the race.
You know 5 km.
5 km, I think you'll be exhausted already lah. Either you have no more stamina, or your muscles start to cramp. Okay, for those who run marathon before, you understand what I'm saying. But if you go really slowly, okay, steadily, at a pace of like 7 minutes an hour, sorry, 7 minutes per km, 6 minutes per km for the faster one, then you can go really fast. And then, at certain point of time, you'll find an optimum speed that you will not feel tired. Okay, I've run several marathons, I know. So if you have been training very well, if you run at 7 minutes per km, you can run 42 km, no problem. If you're well trained. At that speed, you can go really far, and then you don't feel tiredness, and your muscle won't feel tired. So in business, it's the same. There's certain speed that you can go really far. Okay, that's why we have to impose an upper limit. For example, some of you are doing warm calling. If you set a target of 10 numbers a day, is it reasonable? Reasonable, right? Easily achievable. But if you do it every single day without fail, that's really powerful. 1 week you call 70 numbers already. But if you set a really high target, let's say I want to call 100 numbers a day. After the third day, you don't feel like calling already. Anyone have experienced this before? Quite a lot. So it defeats the purpose. Maybe you call 100 number in 3 days or in 2 days. Then for the rest of the week, you say, I don't feel like calling anymore. So the progress actually stops there. Okay? So setting an upper bound is very important in business. Let me give you another example of Intel and AMD. Those who know PC, you know Intel, you know AMD, so they are competitors. Okay? Intel have a strategy to keep their growth at 20%. Okay? Regardless of good time or bad times, they keep their growth at 20%. AMD, on the other hand, during good times, they expand their business very, very fast. So they get loan, they go and raise capital, and then they expand the business at an exponential growth. Okay, during good times, of course, AMD grow a lot, so it actually beats Intel. So if you remember in 2008, a lot of people buy AMD. Okay, the gamers will buy AMD. Nobody buy Intel. Then after 1 year, AMD fought back. And then since then, everybody buys Intel already. Not a lot of people buy AMD nowadays. No more, right? Yeah, no more. It's a sharp drop. Why? Because they suffer a lot during the bad times. They expanded too fast. Okay? And then they cannot cope with the growth. So after the financial crisis, they actually cannot cope already. So that's why Intel actually overtook. So Intel was the 10x achiever, meaning keeping the 20-mile march. And AMD was the 100-meter sprinter. So at the end of the day, it lost all the energy already. So this is real life story. And there are a lot of examples out there in the corporate worlds that actually illustrated this concept. Okay. Okay, if you look at this, there are two companies. One, 25% average annual net income growth for 19 years. The other one, 45%. If you add up all their growth and divide, is 45%. Also for 19 years. If I only give you this information, which share will you buy?
B.
A or B? B, right? 45% growth. But I give you another set of information. For A is 15% standard deviation for the net income growth, and for B is 116%. Do you know what is standard deviation? Standard deviation means deviation from the average.
Still the same.
Okay, I'll put it in simple English, meaning. Okay. Okay, you know what is deviation means? Difference from the average. Meaning this year my growth is 20%. Okay, next year my growth is 30%. What's the difference?
Oh, high fluctuation.
10%, right? The fluctuation is 10%. Okay, so meaning if on average company A growth is on 30%, their highest and the lowest difference is only 15%. So very small. So maybe 1 year is 30%, 1 year is 35%, the other year is 25%. So it fluctuates there. For company B is 116%. So it go up and go down. Meaning 1 year is 20%, the next year is 100% growth. 40%. And then the other year is minus 200%. So it dropped. So it's like this. These are also real company. These are real data. So do you want to guess which company after 19 years, which company has the highest share price?
Company A.
So you buy A or buy B?
A.
Okay. Look at the data first. Okay. This is company A, this is company B. So if you look at the share price over the 19 years period, company A actually from $1 becomes $350 per share. Company B actually is not there anymore. It went bankrupt already. Okay, this company is company A is called Stryker. It's a pharmaceutical company. The other company is called USSC. They both are the same company, same industry, pharmaceutical company. But because of different strategy, they ended up in different location at the end of the 19 years. And if you go online and search this kind of comparison, you can get dozen and dozen. Okay, so it concludes that if you want high performance for a long time, you should always go for the marathon run strategy. Okay, steady growth. Okay, set a benchmark for your performance and set an upper bound limit. Do not go over. Same for property investment. Do not go over. Of course, 2 units is okay lah. Don't ask your investor to buy 10 units at the same time and do 10 multiple submission. Okay, you'll kill him. Okay, so this is Stryker. You just go to New York Stock Exchange, you can get the company profile. Okay, number 3, control. So now you have set your benchmark, your goal. Okay, second, you have set your upper limit. The third one is to set the activities that you are going to do in order to boost up your sales. Can you control your sales? Let me ask you this question. Do you have direct control over your sales? 50-50. Who say yes, I have direct control? No. Who say I don't have direct control? Also no. Okay, we have half here. So let me try again. You have to raise your hand. Okay, either is yes or no. Who say I have direct control over sales? Okay, about half the room. Direct control. Who say we do not have direct control? About half lah, about 50-50 lah. In fact, if you think about it sales is out of our direct control. You cannot directly control whether a customer or a prospect will buy from you or not. But we can do activities to increase the chances of closing of a prospect buying from you. And what kind of activities? Who you want to call? You can direct control. Okay, I want to call Tony, I want to call Caleb, you have the control over that. Okay, second, how many numbers to call every single day? This one you have direct control. Do you agree with me? You can decide whether you want to call 100 numbers or 10 numbers. It's up to you to decide. What kind of marketing activities do you want to conduct? This one you have direct control, right? Again, you want to either use Facebook, you want to go for a roadshow, you want to print brochure, you want to do warm calling, you want to do cold calling. This one, all you have direct controls. What books to read? Okay. Sorry, this is not working very well. Okay, so when you design your activities that will contribute to your sales, you have to design it in such a way that the activities you have direct control. Okay? You understand what I mean? Yeah? Okay? So, the fourth one is to set a time frame. Not too short, not too long. Later I'll do an exercise on all these activities. So, you can't say, I want to achieve 10 million sales in 1 week time. That's not possible, right? Or you want to achieve 10 million sales in 10 years time. That's also too long already. You become old already. So you have to set it just right. So for IQI benchmark, it's 1 year 10 million. That's our benchmark. Okay, so aim for that is highly achievable. I believe a few of you have already achieved 10 million sales. I've seen a few in other groups as well. This is designed and self-imposed by yourself. So do not follow others. This is for you. This is your own activities. So if I look back to all the past 3 years, why we are so-called successful in the industry, it's because we have self-imposed activities. And we do it very, very regularly and very with high discipline. For example, all of you are sitting here today on Elite Academy on Tuesday. This is a self-imposed activity. So you can, like I said just now, you could choose to be somewhere else, but rather you choose to be here to improve and to learn. And this is a really important step towards success. If you look around, all the top closer, normally they will be here 90% of the time, right? Tony, Caleb, Wayne, they're all sitting here. Most of the time they will be here, right? And this actually contributes to successes. Yeah. So for team-wise, we have activities like this. For personal-wise, you also have to impose something onto yourself. Okay? I like to call, I like to name all the activities with funny names. So for me, I have 3 hours system. Okay, 2 hours digital marketing day, early Tuesday, early Thursday. Okay, Elite One Academy, WET. Actually, WET was named by me, Okay, Wednesday Elite Training. So, you want to impose and design an activity for yourself. Later, I'll pass the paper around. I think there's enough. Write down the name of your activities and put it into your calendar slot. Okay? And do it with discipline every single week. You can form a partnership and then you encourage each other to do. Okay, commit to yourself and commit to a group. So recently I saw a lot of trainings being conducted by different individuals, and then every single day in the morning I will see them in the loft or in level 3 doing the same thing. Yeah? And this definitely will contribute to success. This is like magic. Amazing result will happen if you do this. Okay, just like what Jivan shared today. This is tiny little things, but if you do it regularly with discipline, something amazing will happen. Okay? I have experienced that before, many times already. So I know it works really well. Okay, like TT, Elite Academy, we have web, we have marketing 2 hours. It's for my own. We have Mikey, I'm going to start a Mikey Academy soon. So regularly I'll push Mikey sales. So this is the thing that I design and self-impose onto the team and onto myself. So for you, you also have to design something. Go home and design a logo and design a wording and say maybe May Day or May early Tuesday, okay, May early Wednesday. Then during that maybe 2 hour period, you decide what you want to do. Okay? Like this one also, what we designed previously, Wednesday Warm Calling Day. It was in 2014 or 2015, a long time ago already. So that time when we started, every Wednesday we have to gather everyone in the office. And then we started warm calling. You remember, right? We call it Wednesday Warm Calling Day. That's why that time result was really good at that time. Every single week we have appointment because we sat down and do something with such a high intensity of discipline and focus. Okay? Then we call Thursday also Thursday Warm Calling Day, Wednesday Warm Calling Day. Then Saturday, we call it Battles Day. So I believe some of you have seen some of the photos before. So every Saturday, every Sunday, we also design some poster to remind you, hey, Saturday is Battle Day, what are you doing at home? Why no appointments? If you have no appointment on Saturday and Sunday, it means that you have done something wrong or something not correctly for the past 1 week. Okay? You have done everything right every single day, the result will come, meaning you will have appointment on Saturday and Sunday. Very unlikely you will not have appointments. If you ask those Pearl Surya warriors, South Bank warriors, or United Point warriors, Danau Kota Setapak warriors, at that time, there's not a single week that we didn't have appointment. And I look at the sales record since 2015. There's not a single week that we have not closed a single deal. For the past 3 years. I look at the record for the past 3 years, every single week we have one deal, definitely at least. We have not experienced 0 deal before, since the formation of the team. Alright? So, 6 is great consistency. So if you can accomplish all the tasks with great consistency, results will come eventually. You don't have to worry about there's no result. You worry about what the action you are taking correctly so that the result will come eventually. Okay? So, this is a saying, success is like watching paint dry. Is it very exciting to watch paint drying?
No.
Who said yes? So you like to sit down there and watch the paint dry?
Your sister.
See the colors.
You like to see the colors, but you won't enjoy the moment just watching the paint dry, right? But actually success is like this. It's like waiting for the paint to dry. Okay? It takes time, but you have to do it anyway. Okay? So over the process, it will not be really, really exciting and roller coaster, right? If you put this in mind and you do it regularly, then eventually the paint will dry. And then you have a beautiful house. Right? Jeannie is nodding her head. Okay, so the 20-mile march is more than a philosophy. It's a concrete, clear, intelligent, and rigorous performance mechanism to achieve all your targets. I actually read the book about a few weeks ago, but I realized I've done something similar for the past few years. Okay? In the training that day by Jivan, also I realized that we have done something similar, but we didn't really systematize it. So now we have systematized the success secrets into a formula and into a structure and pass it to you. Okay? So, when you follow this, you have two discomforts. You feel uncomfortable, definitely. First, the discomfort of unwavering commitment to a high performance in difficult condition. So when you have no time, you are really busy, okay? You have kids to take care of. So these are difficult situations and difficult times. But you still commit to high performance. Meaning if you commit to yourself to call 20 numbers, regardless of any circumstances, you still make that 20 calls. Regardless of any circumstances, you still read the book. Regardless of any circumstances, you still go for training. Okay? You still go and attend seminars. This will create a lot of discomfort. The second one is the discomfort of holding back in good condition. So when you're very comfortable, you hold back. You hold back and think whether I'm going too fast or not. So this system will create two kinds of discomforts, which are good for you. Okay, so now we want to plan something for you. It's called the implementation of 20 miles march system. So I printed some, maybe two of you share one. I don't think you have enough. There's a timetable over here, okay, that I printed out. You design something for yourself. Okay, for example, Renee, if your team have a meeting, you call it R&K Academy. RK day or RK 2 hours. Okay? And you decide what you want to do during that 2 hours that will contribute, okay, to the advancement of your personal growth and eventually will advance your sales. Okay? You just try to write down, you see you have a lot of time actually. Okay, a lot of people say, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have time. But once you want to fill up all the boxes, you see, 咁多時間嘅寫我做啲咩會？Right? So, okay, just distribute it. Maybe, I'm not sure whether enough or not. You, some two can share one.
Right, pass.
Okay, so I have divided a day into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes. So for Tuesday 8 o'clock, you just write EA. Okay, Wednesday 8 o'clock, you write WET. Okay, in the morning you write TT. That's for the group training. Then you have to design some for yourself. And if you are running a team, design some for the team. Give it a good name. Alright? So I give you 15 minutes to do that. Try to fill up everything, what you are doing every single day. Hello? Okay. Turn to the person next to you and give him a high five and say, well done. Be disciplined. Follow through. Okay. This is something that, hello. Okay, this is something that I realized a few weeks ago, because we have EA, Elite Academy, and we have WET. Okay, so if let's say we want these two training to be really of quality and standard of high performance, then of course we need to prepare. Okay, so like EA, then you need to start preparing already. Maybe the day before at night, you need to start reading. You need to start preparing the slides. So this slot should be for preparation. And then training is the actual training day. And then for WET, you also need to allocate certain time, maybe here, for the preparation. So for yourself, also the same. If you have commit to a 2 hours training with your buddy, okay, then you really have to prepare for it. Okay? Do not come empty-handed. Okay? So for me, I also have early Tuesday, early Thursday, and all this stuff. So we wake up early, and then either we go for, I go for breakfast, and then we start reading something or start doing a presentation. Okay, you can form into partnership every week. Okay, you choose a topic to present. That will improve your presentation skill. So let's say whoever YC and Sean decide to be a partner. Okay, then they commit to each other. Tuesday morning, both of us wake up early, and then we go to the sales gallery at 9, and I present to you, you present to me. Every week, you commit. And whoever who performed really badly, it means not prepared at all. 咁敷衍我嘅，都冇準備。Oh, it's not good already. Then you yourself have to go for the preparation, do a very good job, and then you influence the other party. And then if you do this for a few months, you realize something happened. That your presentation skill really will be upgraded a few times. Yeah. So this is the purpose of a design and self-imposed discipline structure that you can use, and I find it really, really helpful. You know, during my school days, I told you before, I designed a 3-hour system. So I would say I will put here chemistry, 3 hours. I put here biology, 3 hours. And then I'll find all the past year paper, 10-year past year paper, I finish all. And I don't do it one time, I do it 3 times. So one past year paper for like, let's say 1997, past year paper, I do 3 times. And then I have a stack of papers that repeat the questions until I can remember the numbers. Sometimes during exam, I flip away, they copy 10 years ago the past year paper. I remember the number, I don't even need to click the calculator. So this is something you have to do in order to be really good at something. Not to say I'm arrogant, but my exam I did quite well. Everybody knows this one. And this is the secret. Have a timetable, stick to it, be disciplined, and then repeatedly do it. Not a lot of people repeat past year paper even 2 times. Some people don't even bother to do the first time. Do you do all the past year papers?
Yes.
You do all the past. Do you do 2 times? Amen? Oh, okay, congratulations. Yeah. So next time, if you have children, you want your children to perform really well, you have to educate it in such a way that they will understand the importance of discipline and repetition. Okay? How does repetition work? Have you seen this thing before? Let me draw one line for you. Okay? So this is your level of competency. Okay? This is your level of competency. This is time. So, okay, you practice one time, boop, you go up. And then you stop practicing, you become like this. Have you seen this thing before? Yeah, not a lot of people seen it. But if you repeat the second time, you go up again, and then you come down. And then your third time, you repeat again, you come down. So this point, sorry, not this point, this point, and this point is practice. The same thing repeatedly. So imagine this is your level of competency in presentation. One time is not enough, you drop back up. Actually, this graph is from a book called The Art of Mastery. I read the book before. So they say in order to be very good at something, you just have to keep on repeating it, doing it. Review, do it, review, do it, review, do it, and then eventually you'll be very good. So if you are not very good in presentation, just do it. If you're not very good in cold calling, just do it. Okay? If you're not very good in playing piano, let's go and do it. Find a teacher, repeatedly do it. You know Tony played a piano for the wife during the wedding? He learned from YouTube. Give Tony a big round of applause. So with repetition, everything can be mastered. Okay, so that's the end of the first part of the sharing. Okay, this is the timetable. So, who was in TT today? About 30%. So today Jaya talked about mind mapping. Do you know what is mind map? Okay. Anyone have used a mind map before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, only 9. So about 70% have not used a mind map before. It's really powerful. So during my uni days, I used a lot. And I read a book by Tony Buzan called The Mind Map. So Tony Buzan is a CEO of Singapore Airlines at one time. So he created this system called mind mapping. And I find it really powerful to take notes. So today we'll do mind map for Miller's presentation. So all of you take a piece of paper and then start drawings. I'll draw in the whiteboard. Then after the practice, you understand Miller's a lot more. Okay? So for those who have paper, take out a piece of paper. Okay, for those who do not know Miller's, okay, Miller's is a project down the road by Exim. Okay, 6.8 acres of land, 5 towers. 4 towers are service apartment, 1 tower are corporate office tower. Okay, so if you have attended TD today, you know that everything's stuck in the middle. So in your piece of paper, you have to put it horizontally, landscape, and then you write Miller's presentation in the middle. Okay, and then draw a bubble. Miller's presentation. So in order to do Miller's presentation, what do you need to know? What do you need to present? Location, correct? So first we put a branch out, okay, and write location in capital letter. So this is how you use mind map. Okay, then what about location? Where is the location? What is some of the unique selling point of location? Main road. So you branch out. Okay, main road. You draw a road. What else? Highways. How many? 7 highways. Okay, how do you draw 7 highways?
7. Okay.
Anyway, up to your creativity. You can draw anything you want. Okay, and use colors. Okay, cars on top. I'm not very good in drawing, by the way. Okay, what else? Location?
Near to Mid Valley.
Near to Mid Valley, yes, correct. So, You write Mid Valley, the key point is Mid Valley. How do you draw Mid Valley? Back LV 啊？
放一个像叶子这样的东西咯。
叶子？
它是两个尖，然后中间放这样的吧。
叶子？
没有它的，你上面这样看下来它是这样的 shape。
哦 ，OK 咯。Tony say this one. Okay, you can understand. It's okay. Okay, so Mid Valley. What else? Sorry? A lot of food. Many amenities. Amenities. Okay? Draw a food or coffee. You draw a coffee cup. What else? Hey, location. What else about the location? MRT, no MRT, no claim. Okay? Center of gravity. This is very important, so I put it in red. So I put it here. Center of gravity. So when you do this mind mapping, your mind will start to work, and then you can follow in the presentation. Center of gravity. So I put this and put one top. Okay? Anything to say about the location? 7 highways, main road, easily accessible to many areas. So I put all the areas in, okay? Okay, I put all the areas in. So very easy to access to PJ. Okay, Puchong, Sunway. Then I write Bangsa South. Okay, KL Central. So I put it here, down here, KL Central. So it's near to all these places, KLCC. So in your piece of paper, all these things start to branch out. So what else to say for the location? Okay? You can come back later if you cannot remember now. So we go to the next point. Then if you find out anything, you can just branch out, and then draw some logo on top of it. Then we go to the second one. Okay? We talk about the developer. Okay? We write here. So, Axim. So what to say about Axim?
Fast projects.
Sorry?
Past projects.
Fast project?
No, they are past projects.
They are past project. Okay, we talk about their past projects. So past project we have, I put it in blue. We have trees, which are really, really beautiful. Okay, we have leaves. We have twin huts. We have cactus. So if you talk about Axim, you talk about past project, and talk about past project, you talk about trees, leaf, greenhouse, cactus. Okay? So, okay, I want to emphasize on all this project. All this project is what adjective you can use? Really beautiful, right? Okay, I put beautiful here.
High returns.
Beautiful, high return, and then good quality, lifestyle. Suddenly I have something branched out already. When I talk about Exim, I talk about the trees, I talk about the leaves, I talk about twin ups, I talk about this, I talk about lifestyle, I talk about high return, I talk about beautiful project, I talk about good quality. GIB or GBI? GBI, okay, GBI index. So all these are GBI index, green building index. So green building index, I put green up, I don't have green marker. I put it green building index.
What really?
Below is not GBI certified. It's only green building.
No, this project.
The pass, okay.
The plus project. But okay lah, if you want to sell, then I'll leave this out lah. Because here we are talking about the past project, this branch. Okay, so Exim, then we talk about their management, which I think is really good lah. Good management. When we talk about good management, there's some example that I like to use. We talk about Patter's example. Patter's 1 million. Mr. Lim, the boss of Exim, actually spent another 1 million just to renovate Patter's. Okay, he felt that the quality is not up to his standard, but a lot of it went inside. We think it's quite nice, but it's not up to his standard. He spent another 1 million to upgrade the facade, upgrade the facilities. So this is the responsibility in a boss that you can say. Okay, he have already fully sold the whole project, fully sold already. Yet he spent 1 million from his own pocket to do the renovation. By right, he don't have to do anything. He already earned the money. Okay, so they really treat their project and the customer experience really well. Just now I mentioned customer experience. So here I can put another customer experience. Okay, here, customer experience. Okay, what about customer experience? When you go into the leaves, what do you find? Music. There's music on ear. Okay, the smell. And you see really clean, very well maintained. Okay, so I can put it here. Okay, customer experience, I can put it here. Okay, music, it has music in all the building. It has the smell is what? Perfume. Is it called perfume? Scent. Okay, scent. Okay, and really well maintained. So just by talking about Exim, you can talk about a lot of things really. So if you want to highlight, then you can draw a bubble as well. Here you can draw a bubble. Okay. Then for music, you can draw the music sign. Okay, so we talk about location, we talk about Exim. The third thing we talk about the pricing, okay, the price and the return of investment. So here we talk about pricing. So what to talk about pricing? So price of the existing projects. So here, all the existing project, existing and new project. in the vicinity. So when you see this, what can you think? What are in your mind right now? Existing projects, South Bank, okay, Scott Garden, Avantas, Pearl Surya, okay. In Bangsa South, you have South View, you have Mid Valley, you have Echo City. So this thing come to your mind already. So now you can present all these projects one by one. So I can branch out lah. Okay, I will have South Bank. Okay, I have Avantas. I have Scott Garden. I have Pearl. I have Mid Valley. I have Echo City. I have Novum. And I have South View to talk about. So this chunk, you can elaborate one by one. You see, all this price is almost 1,000 ringgit per square feet. So this is 750 to 1,600 per square feet. You are drawing all this? What about pricing? If you do A, B, and B on millers, actually you can get very high return. Almost 6 to 7%. So I talk about ROI here. Return of investment. Okay, if you do A, B, and B, I put A, B, and B. You get 7% to 10% return. Seriously. Per Surya, if you do A, B, and B, you can get 4,000 and above. 4,000 and above for 700,000 unit, you can, it's almost 7 to 10% return. Positive cash flow. And I attended an Airbnb course today. This location is really good for Airbnb. And Miller's layout is really good for Airbnb. Because 800 over square feet, 3 bedrooms, you can fit how many beds? 8 beds inside. Each room 2 beds. The living room, another 2 beds. So you can fit 8 people. 8 people, you can fetch very high rental. Right? If an entire family come to stay in KL for 1 week, they can rent. We receive quite a lot of inquiries from Airbnb for this area. People who put in regularly, there are a lot of inquiries. Okay, and then we can say future capital appreciation. I put it like this. Future capital pricing. What else? Sorry?
The project itself, in the Venus,
The product itself.
The product itself. Okay, then we have another one. Here, not enough space, but okay, we try product itself. So what about the product? You talk about Exim product, or you go back to Exim product. Facilities, you talk about the facilities. Okay, really beautiful facilities. Infinity swimming pool on the top floor and a 40-meter podium floor swimming pool with karaoke room, badminton court, and all the lifestyle facilities. The best in Klang Valley. Okay, facilities, badminton, racket, Swimming. Okay lah.
Ah.
Okay, so mixed development. So we draw here, mixed development. Development lah. Okay, so never mind. Mixed development.
C plus R.
C plus R.
Commercial plus residential.
Yeah, commercial plus residential.
College.
College. So you have a college over here.
那4个 stack 啊。
College. Okay. And then they have retail. It's called a retail. So it's a friendly neighborhood retail whereby it's self-sustainable. All the people who stay there can come down to the retail to shop, to eat, to buy. So it will be very convenient. Yeah. Then here you can mention Per Surya. Okay, mixed development you can mention about all existing mixed development. All existing mixed development, MD lah. So if you look at Klang Valley, all the development which are mixed development, they are doing quite well. Look at Tropicana City Mall. Look at Publica. Look at Pavilion. Okay, Pavilion is a mixed development. And look at Scott Garden. Scott Garden actually is doing okay now. Okay, a lot of people say previously it was not that well maintained, but now they changed the management already. They are still doing okay. You look at the retail, still a lot of people. You look at Puchong Setia Walk, doing very well. Yeah, Anthony sold a unit of the Setia Walk residence, make about 300,000, 400,000. Now it's selling at 700, 800,000 ringgit already. What else you can give the mixed development? Look at the Queens Bay Mall area in Penang. Doing very well, right? Because there's a shopping mall over there. So even those are not so well maintained, like Submit, they're also doing quite well now. After they are refurbished and transformed. Yeah? Submit is okay, right now? Compared to last time, yes. Yeah. So you are buying something of mixed development, don't have to worry. You look at Bangsa South mixed development, it's doing so well. So, okay, so what else to say for the product? What about the strategy? Do you want to present how to buy a lot of properties and using millions to make a lot of money? Yeah? So, one more branch. Maybe over here. So, strategy. Strategy. So here you can start presenting about all the property strategy. The buy one, get one free. Okay, the snowball effect. Okay, the renovation, the Airbnb. So, if you present all of this, it'll take you about 2 hours, I believe. Right? Yeah, Winnie is nodding her head already. Yeah. So, nowadays, property agent is not easy to do anymore. You have to present a lot of things. Okay? So, when you have the mind map, you go back home, and really train your brain to think during the presentation what you want to present. Okay, in one piece of paper only, right? You look at all these notes. Yeah, one piece of paper you have all the information, and that is, it works as a guideline to your brain on what you should present. So in your timetable just now, put 1 2-hour slots as mind mapping on presentation. So you train your brain to work. You take out a blank piece of paper and you can draw the entire mind map out without referring to anything. Then you are good already. Practice 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And during the presentation, you know exactly what to say at what particular time. Okay? So now, when you go home, go to the stationery shop and start buying a lot of color pencils. You need red, green, blue, black, purple, orange, okay, highlighter. Then you make your mind map as colorful as possible. So do you know how the mind map works now? Yeah? So you can put your own notes on the side, you can draw patterns, you can draw graphics on top of it. And in the future, whatever project that comes along, okay, you can use a mind map to do it. Or your warm calling script. Okay, you can actually do Miller's warm calling, and then what to say. You branch out. Okay? So, what's my next slide? Okay, with that, I want to summarize today what you have learned. Okay? So, who can tell me what you have learned today?
Discipline. Not too long, not too short. Go.
Mind mapping, correct?
20 MMS.
20 MMS. What does 20 MMS stand for? 20 mile march system. Okay, what is the first step of doing 20 MMS?
Set a target.
Sorry?
Set a target.
Performance marker. Okay, so you set your benchmark, your lower bound that you want to achieve. Okay, second step, self-imposed constraint. So you set the upper bound, don't overwork yourself, because we're all human beings. You can do 1,000 calls a day. Okay? The third step, within your own control. Yes, you set activities that you can do. Okay? Don't set activities that you cannot do. So it has to be very reasonable. Fourth one?
Time frame.
Sorry?
Time frame.
Time frame, yes, set a time frame, reasonable time frame. Not too short, not too long. Okay? And keep it in your timetable. What's the time frame? The fifth one?
Design and self-impose by yourself.
Okay, design and self-impose a structure for yourself. Go and name your activities. Okay, for example, TT, WET, okay, Elite One Academy, okay, Mighty Academy, or R&K, Ready and Can system. Yeah, all this, you name it, you impose it on yourself, and make sure the quality is of high standard. What's the sixth one? Yes, okay, with consistency, you do it with consistency. Don't stop doing it because of you're not feeling well, the weather is not good, you are tired, all this. These are all excuses. If you do this with consistency, amazing results will happen. Okay, then after that, what do you learn? Okay, you learn about the timetable, how to fill in your slots. Okay, and then after that, you learn about mind mapping. And this one is a very important skill for people who want to put everything into a page of paper. Okay, so with that, I end my presentation. Thank you very much. I hope you have learned something today.